Hello walkers, and welcome back to Livingston, Montana. I'm sort of ad hocing my audio here, so bear with me. I think it's going to be okay here. We have some snow, the first snow of the season. First of all, let me do this. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide, once again here in our favorite little town in Montana, Livingston. I'm going to flip you around here. Please, if you would, subscribe if you haven't done so already. That really helps us out. Like the video if you like the video, and leave us comments. I love getting comments. It is mid-October. You can see the trees haven't even finished turning color yet. And I'm going to try and dial this down a little bit. And we're getting the snow. That says 29 degrees. My app says 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. Whoops, a little snow dropping on us. So we come up here on the Murray Hotel. We've had such a beautiful fall, and then this winter storm has rolled in, which is not unusual. And it's not so windy today, which is nice. And it's been snowing for the last couple days. It is, as you can see from the sidewalks and the street, really sloppy out here. The roads, they don't really plow. They'll plow this park here, which is 89, because it's a state highway, but the rest of the roads really don't plow unless it gets bad. And then they'll plow downtown and maybe sometimes eventually get out to these residential side streets. This is the depot, and we're just, most of you, if you've been here a fair amount, if you come to the channel a decent amount, you will have seen other walks here in Livingston. It's where I live, and the town that I love, the community I love. There's Cataback Brewing. They're under new ownership this year, or last year, I guess. And because of the situation, really haven't, we haven't gone there much. But, look guys, look. Oh, well, this has been, in the past, empty cup, Montana Cup. And it's been basically for sale for a long time, and papered over, and there's been rumors that it's going to open up, but I haven't done so yet, and I'm excited for the idea that they might. And there's the Beanery, which is, as I've said before, it's this diner, and every couple of years they go out of business, and then somebody opens up another diner that does exactly the same thing. And it's there are a couple businesses here in Livingston that do that. Anyway, just interesting. Livingston Bar and Grill, they're closed possibly for the season, not sure. And here we're on Main Street. Give you a view here. Beautiful snowy Livingston, Montana, and this historic storefronts. About 11 a.m. mid-October. I'm going to try and pardon the audio here for a second as I try to dial down the levels just a little bit. I think that's going to make everybody a little happier. Try that. Here's what I'm doing now. You can see my lav mic, the wire is bad, hence the Ebert problems, and I thought I'd fixed it and started to do this walk, and it just did not want to work. So now we're playing with this little mini external mic with it's the one thing I had with a wind muffler on it. So we're doing the best we can here. Did a live stream at the Danforth a few weeks ago for them. That was a lot of fun. Learned a lot. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do it again. just volunteered for them. Great little museum, a non-profit museum. And then next to what is now True North Coffee. Oh, and here is one of our many murals in town. If you're curious about things to do in Livingston, you can go over to Traveling Mel and the YouTube channel and see that. We did a couple of videos on things we love about our little town here. Here's a friend that works at little nonprofits. How's it going, Gavin?
How are you?
Good, man. How are you? Hi. Good to see you. As we loop back around here, he works with Park County Community Foundation, and there's stores. He works downtown, and he's the guy that I worked with to stream from the Danforth. This is Saxon Friar, an old bookstore. Beautiful interior if you ever go in there. Great selection of Montana-related books. And we are going to, I guess we'll loop down on. We've gone around that one block, and we're going to go down here. We'll eventually, hopefully, make our way down to the river. However, I don't have my gloves on, so it's pretty chilly. Here's the walk on the corner up here. It's our Chinese restaurant. We also have a couple of Thai restaurants now, which has been really nice. There's Rice and then Big Sky Thai, and that's our old post office. Current post office, but it's an old building. And this is the new First Interstate Bank building. They've been working on it all summer. And I think it's actually smaller than the old one, but I guess it's kind of what they need. Still plenty of parking lot. Actually more of a parking lot, which is not my favorite thing, but I don't own the bank, so it's not really up to me. We're going to cross over here. I'm going to show you a couple. This new building, it's not new building, sorry. It's an old building. It used to be the Dan Bailey warehouse, and they have redone it. Dan Bailey Jr. or John Bailey, I can't remember his name. He sold the business to Timber Trails, which is now Dan Bailey's Fly Fishing Outdoors or something like that. And he sold this building as well, and they've redone it, and they've got a couple studios here, and then, that's a brisk wind. And then we've got Elk River Books, which should be opening up in the next few months. Used bookstore, and they also bring in a lot of speakers and authors. Sorry. So they do a lot of cool. It's a really cool benefit to the town and the community, and we really appreciate that. Midgie. Here is the Livingston Food Resource Center, and last year when times were really tough, they had lines around the block as they were handing out food to people that really needed it. And you can see the snow blowing off the roof there. These poor trees haven't lost their leaves yet, and so the snow builds up on them and really weighs them down. We're going to go back to Main Street. Ooh. Hopefully, this recorder's battery, it's so cold, it's draining the batteries fairly quickly here. I have a backup plan. I can plug the mic into the handle here of the camera, but it doesn't work quite as well. This is a nice little alley. A lot of the businesses down here and storefronts switch around all the time. New little places coming, others closing. Collaborative Health across the way and Security Title Company are fairly new. Educatio is it's not really a homeschool, but it's an alternative school, inquiry-based education for basically grade school kids. There's another Livingston Home Outfitters mural up there. And you can see a little bit of blue sky poking through up there. Train going by in the distance and those historic storefronts. We're going to head back down towards the high school and the river. I think that given the temperature, this will be another shorter video. If you guys have any questions about Livingston, or if you'd have any requests to things to see in Livingston that I haven't covered in my other walks, or that you'd like to see in a different season, please feel free to put that in the comments section. And oh, something smells good. And I'll see what I can do about filming it. Out of the Blue Antiques has some really cool antique stuff, and then Betty's Bottle Shop sells some wines and other things in the back. And we'll just do a quick pass. You can see the flowers are still out. They are still blooming. Plants are trying hard to stick it out. Ooh, nice too. We get some coverage. Let's see if I can put on a glove as I walk here. Oh, this is new too, the 10 gallery. And these wooden sculptures are super cool. I used to walk by and they sat on somebody's porch, the artist's porch, for a long time. And these rocks are cool too. Look at these. Sorry, I get excited about this fun stuff. Let me here, I got a glove on. A little bit anyway. Of course, Neptune's Tap House and Eatery across the way. If your Montana sushi needs. They have a lot of other foods as well. More terrestrial fare. Okay, East Side Coffee. I'm not going to go down there because it's a ways away and they're not open today. But they have the most fantastic baked goods. I mean, just delicious. Just loaves and fishes. They provide meals to people that need it. And across the way is the ice cream store, Wilcoxon's. They make ice cream here. Sell it all over the state. And they've got, especially during the spring, summer, and fall, they have a wonderful little garden area seating. And it's just really relaxing, and it's in a quiet residential neighborhood. It's like 4 blocks down, maybe more. No, it's about 3 or 4 blocks down. Great place, great couple of people run it, and I highly recommend it. Especially since their food is fantastic, and they're starting to do some dinners too, which I'm kind of excited about. See, this weeping willow is weighed down by the snow as well. Giant spruce tree here, not that giant I guess to people in Oregon, but pretty big for around here. We're walking down Main. We're approaching Geyser here, and I'm going to try and put on another glove, see how well that works. Oh, that's much better. Here's the Livingston Enterprise newspaper, our local newspaper. it's really surprising to me that they've been able to survive the it's a tiny little newspaper. They come out in the afternoon. They don't do anything on the weekends, but they manage to remain afloat. I think they might be owned by Lee newspapers. Not really sure. Aspen Apartments is also a place for medical and dental practices. You can see maybe back behind the high school up on that hill is Interstate 90. Cars going by out there. There's a Facebook group called Bozeman Hill Road Conditions. Bozeman, of course, is 30 minutes to the west of us, 30 miles. And the last few years, there have just been an exponential, this is Fleshman Creek, an exponential number of accidents blocking traffic and really just kind of messing it up. I think it's a numbers game personally. It's just way more people out on the roads. More people live here, more people are traveling through here. More people don't realize that going 80 miles an hour on sheet ice isn't a good idea, even if you are in a four-wheel drive. This is Park High School off to the left. Not sure why these ducks are out in the road. Ducks and geese are pretty remarkable little critters. I think they have countercurrent heat exchange where they limit the blood flow through to their feet and legs to limit heat loss. And of course they've got those down feathers to keep them warm. And it looks like they maybe haven't quite gotten or haven't started heading south yet. Three little mallards. See how sloppy it is. It's like not quite, the ground hasn't gotten quite cold enough to let the snow stick fully. And honestly, from looking at the weather, my guess is most of this snow will be gone by the weekend. Ooh, that's breezy. There might be little pockets of it. Here's the community pool that they keep saying they're going to close and keep not closing. Which I guess is good because they don't really have an alternative. They don't have a plan to build a new one. Coming up on the Lagoon. Again, I've showed a lot of this stuff to you guys before. But it's fun to see it in different conditions, different snow storms. I filmed one last year, I think it was. Maybe it was 2020. And it was like 25 below, snowing like crazy. It was pretty harsh weather. But, if you're dressed for it, it's not so bad. And if you don't get out into it, it's even better. Most people, I think, stay in their cars and their offices and it's a skate park, and their vehicles, their homes. This is the community center, the civic center. They have a basketball gym in there, and they have all kinds of little activities. Sometimes they'll do yoga, they'll do free walking in the winter. It's a nice place to take your kids. They'll have sort of free play where you can bring your kids and they'll put out balls and frisbees and just fun stuff for kids to play with and get them out of the house and let them burn off some steam. Can be a sanity saver for sure. Hoping that this doesn't get too loud or too quiet. It's hard to tell. It sounds really loud in my earbuds, but it's not really raising to the levels aren't really peaking or anything. They just passed a thing. I don't really know if it's an initiative or whatever, but they're going to have a hockey rink, and they're going to be manned and supported by volunteers. But the city, I think it's going to be down here. The city, or maybe it's going to be over G Street. Anyway, the city has approved it, and I think they've approved it. So there's going to be a little a hockey rink. They've had one a couple in the past in different places that have been put up by volunteers, and that's kind of fun. Not just for hockey; it's like a skating rink. You can go take your kids down there, and but it's good to see the city supporting it. Sorry about that wind. Ooh. Coming up on the Yellowstone River here, we'll take a look at that. Hopefully we'll be able to turn and have the wind at our back. Ooh, this is where the farmers market is in warmer weather in the summer. I think it starts in June and ends up in September. See, the snow hasn't been able to stick on these trees because of the wind. So we climb the levee here. I assume you can hear those geese flying around, honking. We actually floated the Yellowstone, not the whole thing, of course. Did a day float a little over a week ago, I think. Had a beautiful day. Pan up. We're gonna go over to the lagoon. A couple months ago we were swimming down in there. I loved the colors this fall. We had such wonderful fall foliage. And we do like winter. We love being up here in the snow and being able to get out into it. But there is an element of, here we go. 6 more months of very cold temperatures and different lifestyle. Hey, pup. Hi there. So the bit we walked on was an off-leash section for dog walking, which is, I think, great. And most people have fairly well-behaved dogs. Look at this nice little scene here. And so it's fun to come down and see everybody playing with their pooch friends. But then you have to, on this section, it is leash required. Look at just just look how beautiful this is. I know I say that a lot, but the world is a beautiful place, you know, and the whole aspect of being outside, being in nature, is healthy for people, not just physically but mentally. And more studies are finding that and reinforcing that notion. And of course, if you can't be outside, then hopefully watching these videos like it, will be a little bit of a benefit as well. Hi there. This is Sacagawea Park off to the right. Looks like we got a limb down here. These trees just can't quite take all this weight often. Look at that limb. It's like grown down that way. And then you got some of these are just, they're not broken, they're just bent. Although that one over there is down. Hopefully this one isn't broken. Love these old mature trees. They add so much to the ambiance. That one does look bad. It's snapped. There's one of the gazebo pavilions. That's the gazebo. Octagonal little shelter. Well, looks like this walk's going to be a little longer than I anticipated, which is good. Look at that color. I love that orange against the white. So stark. Reminds me of the walks I did in Denver back in February. Had a beautiful snowy morning on the University of Denver campus. Had sort of done an icy, wet snow the night before. And blue, sunny skies in the morning. I think it was like a weekend morning and just quiet and peaceful. Great day to be out having a walk. There's the city truck. These guys, last vestiges of their season. coming up on 9th Street. Off to the left will be the 9th Street Bridge, the 9th Street Island, which actually has a different name than the 9th Street Island. But I've really nobody ever calls it anything but the 9th Street Island. This is up on the hills, the old waterworks. And it's a little park that people run their dogs, and sometimes they'll have little soccer practices for the littlest kids. And then also this time of year, it turns into a little sledding hill. In fact, my youngest is going to go, he takes Taekwondo, and they're going to be out here instead of doing Taekwondo, they're going to take a snow day and come sledding. These decorative spruce trees have been planted by the owner, and they look really nice with all that snow on them, don't they? Almost like what they call snow ghosts. These poor aspen trees are going to be lamenting their this early snow. Feel like I'm about to get a head dousing of snow soon myself. I think these are choke cherries, maybe? I'm not sure what those are. Little berries, little fruits. Look at this maple. Lovely. There's been a lot of speculation about how, of all the people that moved out here in the last year, how many will actually stick it out through a winter, which I believe is supposed to be pretty cold. They're calling for a cold one this year. We're going to go down Crawford to 7th and loop around. No, we'll go up to 8th. How about that? It's a former nursery here. I'm not sure if they still do that or not. I want to apologize for the music on the last one. I really do regret having to do that. Someone suggested that in the future I do narration, which is actually a good idea. I hate to do it without ambient sound, but I guess we're at that point you're just making the best of a bad situation, so that might be what I do next time. See, some more limbs have come down, small ones at least. Coming up on Geyser. We'll make a right here into the wind, I guess. I guess we can get through here. Oh, look at these fruit trees here. This apple. Look at these apples. Oh, I hate to see them lose those. Big ones too. Oh well. Wonderful fruit trees. So you can see what's going to happen in the next week. All of these leaves that have been frost killed are just going to drop right off. I mean, they were going to drop off anyway, but we had a couple more weeks of color if we wanted it. This is 7th Geyser. It's pretty though. See little dog prints in the snow. You can see the varying levels of sidewalk clearing. If you get snow in your area, are people pretty good about cleaning the sidewalks? I know in Germany, people are on it immediately. I think they have to. And the rule here is within 24 hours of the snowfall, you're supposed to have them clean. Not everybody does. We were lucky. This morning, our neighbor had gotten up. Look at this cute dog. Had gotten up early and shoveled the whole block. Hi there. Hey, Pop. That is one of the cuter dogs I've seen in a while. Anyway, the whole side of the block he shoveled. It was really nice of him. I've always liked this house here. I didn't want to film it. There's a guy in the doorway. Crossing, I think we're on 60. I'm gonna cut down a block to Clark. Oh, sorry about that wind. This little house here has a sign up that says Yellowstone Fly Shop. To the best of my knowledge, it is not a fly shop. Could be wrong. It's been up there for years, and that even when it's been for sale and that sort of thing. This house coming up is an interesting color choice. I think it's definitely unique. The trim and the siding. I don't know. Anyway. Somebody's drift boat. They use those for fishing. Guides use them. Private people too. Coming up on 5th or Yellowstone? Yellowstone. I guess that was 5th that we were on. Sorry, gotta duck down. Yellowstone is kind of the old part of town. There's this mansion over here. It's absolutely beautiful, and several others, as well as some smaller houses. This old house is pretty cool. It's so strange to have a massive house like this in Livingston, surrounded by all these other sort of mid-range houses. I think it dates back to the railroad days, the heyday of Livingston as a financial center. Oh no. Got a lost dog. Rolo. Oh, poor little guy. Hope they find him. We are now on Lewis. Yellowstone was basically 4th Street. We'll be coming up to 3rd, and we'll be back downtown. This house used to belong to Margot Kidder, who of course was an actress in many movies, but known for her role in Superman series back in the 70s and 80s. She was quite the character here as well. She was very much an activist and community supporter, and she passed away 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, which was a loss to the community for sure. We're going to cut up 3rd here to Calendar. We're on Lewis. We're going to go up the block to Calendar. I smell cigarette smoke. The old folks home, the assisted living building across the way here. This is a public library up on the corner. I've mentioned that numerous times as well. It's an old Getty project from I think the 20s or the teens. Pretty cool. And we're back on Calendar. We're gonna cross here. This guy's not sure what they're doing. This is the Ebert apartment building. And we're coming back to the corner of Calendar and 2nd, where we started. I want to thank you guys for joining us on this walk. I know you've been to Livingston several times, but I do love showing it off, and a lot of you have spoken about how much you enjoy seeing it. And I thought, we're having our first snowstorm of the year. That's a little bit different, a little bit unique. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. That helps us out a lot. And I do love hearing your comments in the comment section on YouTube channel. I really do read them, all the ones that make it through the YouTube filters. And I appreciate them. So thanks a lot. We will see you again soon. Not sure from where. But until then, take care of yourselves and keep on stepping.